Everyone should join the gym. That's a belief of mine that I've had for the last few years. If I was going to write a version of 12 Rules for Life, then this would definitely be a rule I'd include. Another rule would definitely be fuck bitches get money, but unfortunately I lack personal experience to validate this rule. This video will sort of be like a chapter from the book. I'm going to explain the reasoning behind why this is a fundamental rule for my life, and why it should be a rule for yours as well. I'll use my experience as a gym bro and a bit of science to back up my claims. Unlike the book, however, there will be no mention of lobsters. Sorry for that.
I once fucked a lobster!
I want you all to think back and reminisce on 2017, and if that's too traumatic for you, then you're going to struggle with life, because 2017 was great for multiple reasons. Donald Trump was elected, Article 50 was triggered, starting Brexit, and if you're the Daily Mail, then you had the exceptional good fortune of Meghan Markle getting engaged with Prince Harry, which has since provided you with infinite content. Now, you might be thinking that sarcasm is the lowest form of wit, and while you're not wrong, in 2017, wit wasn't the only thing I was lacking. I was sorely lacking muscle. Now, as a member of the male species, we are blessed with the ability to grow muscle during puberty as the hormone testosterone pumps through our veins. Growth, however, was not evenly distributed amongst my body. Some parts lacked behind other well-endowed areas. One of these less well-endowed areas was my muscle mass. You see, while my fellow men gained muscle while simply lifting a packet of crisps, I was seemingly less blessed in the muscle building department. If one was to describe 2017 BB Khan, it would have to be something of that being 2D. Now, at the time it didn't bother me. I was enjoying my life as a sentient 2D being. That was until one day of playing football at school. Now, I'm no Messi or Ronaldo, but I'm not half bad on the ball. So it was pretty frustrating getting body slammed by other lads who weren't as good, but there was little I could do. Now, while in a state of saltiness, one can do two things: moan about being salty, or be a man and grab your life with both hands and take control. Considering I was already maxed out on the salt department, I had to take the other option and take control. I'd identified the cause of my problem and set about fixing it. This led me on a journey in joining the Iron Paradise, the gym. Now, I can't exactly state the reason why I joined, if it was feelings of inadequacy or competitive drive against my peers. I believe it was a little bit of both. Either way, I'd developed the motivation to start. I had an issue though. I was scared to go by myself. Now, this seems to be a pretty common trend. Whenever I attempt to convince someone to go to the gym, they don't feel comfortable going alone and want me to hold their hand as they start. So the first tip I can give is when you're starting the gym, find someone to start with. Easy. This should alleviate some of the uncomfortability you might have, as well as giving you someone to hold you accountable to, so you keep coming back. I was fortunate enough to have one friend who also wanted to start at the same time, and another more experienced friend to show me the ropes. Ideally, one would want to have friends, but if you're a loner, then fear not. You can search YouTube for a basic routine and then start focusing on form over weight, and over time you'll build your own experience. And if you don't want to do that, then what you want to do is find the biggest meathead you can find, and then ask them if they'll help you. I can guarantee the bigger the meathead, the more happy they will be to show you about their hobby. If you're lacking a friend, it can be hard to motivate yourself to go at the start. My advice would be just to turn up and do nothing if it's that hard. Eventually you'll develop into the habit of turning up to the gym, and that's the hard part. Once you're there, you'll inevitably start doing a bit of exercise. James Clear outlines the same approach in his book Atomic Habits, so this tactic has a bit of formal backing to it. After going for a month or so, you start to notice changes happening to your body. You no longer look like a reason for abortion. You no longer lift weights like a baby giraffe, and you start to have some semblance of control to your lifts. You no longer have crippling paranoia that everyone is laughing at how little weight you're lifting, and you start to realize that nobody cares. We've entered the honeymoon phase of the relationship. This is when the gym feels great, the gains are easy, and you can feel your mental already improving. You notice improved posture and confidence. You have better mood and increased motivation. You also have this drive to keep increasing the weight as you set new PRs every week. Your clothes start to get slightly tighter as you pack on the muscle, or looser if you're losing fat. In the words of the great poet Future,
life is good, you know what I mean?
This is what got me hooked to the gym, and if you don't believe me and my anecdotal experience, maybe you might believe in some of the science. In this study, which was published in the National Library of Medicine, 10 weeks of resistance training may increase lean weight by 1.4 kilograms, increase resting metabolic rate by 7%, and reduce fat weight by 1.8 kilos. Benefits of resistance training included improved physical performance, movement control, walking speed, functional independence, cognitive abilities, and self-esteem. Something I just realized in this study is that it outlines that you see improved walking speed, which has further made me a believer that everyone should go to the gym because my god, there's a special reserved spot in hell for slow walkers. Now these benefits take time. If you're an iPad kid, then you may cry at how long it takes, seeing as you're used to the instant gratification life. But you're doing yourself a great service by sticking to this habit. The study outlines 10 weeks, which seems like a long time, but those 10 weeks are coming whether you're lifting or not. Might as well pick some heavy stuff up and put it down on the floor again and reap the benefits. Now, like any relationship, once the honeymoon phase is over, you start to notice the ugly things in the relationship. The things you once thought were a 10 out of 10 is now what the kids refer to as mid. Your relationship with the gym is no different. You'll hit a point where the gains slow down. It's not as fun as it used to be. Most people quit the gym in the first month or so, but I would say the next time people quit will be after a year once the honeymoon phase is over. That or they take steroids. When I hit this phase, I stopped pushing myself and trying to better myself. This is where I learned the final benefit of the gym. It's a battle against you and the yesterday you. You need to be better than the yesterday you and keep pushing yourself. You have to add that extra little bit of weight to the bar or do one extra rep. And on those days when you feel low, you just have to turn up. This is true for successful people as well. They don't have infinite reserves of motivation. They're human as well. But even when they have no motivation, they turn up to do the boring work. Once you develop the habits of turning up when you don't feel like it and pushing yourself in the gym, the rest of your life will feel easier. The habits will spill into other areas, including your work and relationships. So at the end of my little TED talk, I hope that you're inspired to hit the gym. While I don't expect you to join the gym straight away, you can start by just getting up right after you finish the video and go for a short walk. That's how you'll start. And eventually, you'll slowly work up to just simply appearing at the gym every day. After that, maybe you'll start to lift some weight. If you decide that weightlifting isn't for you after you've given it a month or so, then I would recommend booking an appointment to find out how many times you were dropped on your head as a child, as you clearly have brain damage. After hitting the gym for a while, you too will realize that I was right and everyone should join the gym.